Hey, what's up? It's Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Now, who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to do the final breakdown for Callum Smith versus Artur Beterbiev. Really quick, if you like the videos, please take the time to subscribe to the channel. It just takes one click. And also, could you please hit that thumbs up button? And without further ado, let's jump into this. I'm going to start off with power because I like starting off with power. So, who's got more power between the two? Obvious is going to be Artur Beterbiev. 19 fights. 19 victories by way of knockout. So obviously it's going to be Artur Beterbiev. That's not to say that Callum Smith doesn't have anything respectable. He has 29 fights with 21 KOs. So it's not to say that he can't get Artur Beterbiev's attention or he can't get his respect. But out of the two, well, I'm looking at the much better record here. So there you have it. I do think the power factor, whenever you're talking about Artur Beterbiev, the power factor is the main factor of the fight. Can his opponents handle a sustained attack from a vicious puncher like he is? That's always the question. And with Callum Smith, we're going to have to see if he can handle it. We'll see. Speed. Who's faster? Oh, by far, Callum Smith, faster. I think he has faster hands. I think he has faster feet. I think he's I think he has a faster mind. In the way he's thinking. Because so when you look at his movements, he's a very intelligent fighter. He knows where he's at all times. You know, he understands his terrain. So that speed is going to play a factor for him. I think Callum Smith's speed is the equivalent to Artur Beterbiev's strength and power. Mental toughness. Who's more mentally tough? I said this before and I got, some flack for it, but I'm still going to say it again. Artur Beterbiev, he got a big gash in his head. They're about to stop the fight. And he knew either I get this guy out of here or this fight gets stopped. He went and he got his guy out of there. That's mental toughness. That's mental toughness. He knows the pressure is on. This fight is moments away from stopping. His forehead is gushing. It's bleeding all over the place. And he got his guy out of there. He's mentally tough. He understood the moment. He understood what was at stake in the moment. And he took full control over that moment. And he triumphed over that moment. So I got to give it to him. Let's see. Boxing IQ. I think Callum Smith is a great boxer. I really do. I think he has a lot of attributes that, that translate very well with particular opponents. The thing is, I think he has what it takes to beat Artur Beterbiev. He has all the mechanics to beat him. He has all the attributes to beat him. The question is, can he display all of that? And can it be like cohesive on the night? That's the question. I mean, it's typically the question with everybody whenever we get in the ring. But the reality is when you're fighting somebody who is a devastating puncher, and I'm going to keep referring to that his punching power as devastating because it is. There's heavyweights who have admitted this dude hits harder than the guys I've been in the ring with. So he is a devastating puncher, and that has to be acknowledged. And that is a key factor in this fight. Let's see. Versatility. Who's more versatile? I got to give it to Callum Smith. I think he's more versatile because versatility doesn't mean how many people you've faced in the ring, or in terms of styles. Versatility means, did I adjust to the conflicting styles when I was in the ring? That's what it means. It's not that I continue to do me. No, did you adjust? And Callum Smith is better at adjusting than Artur Beterbiev. So there you go. I got to go with Callum Smith. Let's see. Defense. Who's better defense? I think their defense is equal, but I'm going to give it to Callum Smith slightly only because he uses his legs a lot more than Artur Beterbiev. That's it. I think he's slick up top. I think he's slick at doing these things, but I think he's slick at just getting out of there as well. And if you want the best form of defense is not to be there. That's the best form of defense. So I got to give it to Callum Smith for defense. Let's see. Cardio. Who's better cardio? Actually, I would say that cardio is a tie. The way Artur Beterbiev fights, it's not like he's exuding a lot of energy, okay? Because one punch is the equivalent of like 3 of somebody else. So it's not like he's exerting a lot of energy. And it's not like he's running all over the place, to be honest with you. So it's not necessarily like he's just exerting himself. Does he load up on punches? Yeah, but to be honest with you, his jabs are hard. I think he just has heavy hands. So, it's not a thing of he's lunging back and he's doing one of these numbers. Deontay Wilder does that. That takes a lot out of him. If you ever notice Deontay Wilder, once he's done punching, he has to recharge. Anthony Yardy, he has to recharge. But you look at Artur Beterbiev, he doesn't have to recharge because he just naturally has heavy hands. So he's not necessarily recharging. So he can do this all day from the shoulders and still be effective because he has heavy hands. Let's see. Well, let me just finish that with the cardio. So when you look at Callum Smith, yes, his whole game is built on speed. Yes, his whole game is built around his legs. However, he understanding that you train a certain way. You train for how you fight. Some people, you look at somebody like a Paulie Malignaggi. He knows he's not going to knock his opponent out. So his thing is, I'm going to throw more punches than you. His thing is, I'm going to be faster than you. His thing is, you're not going to be able to hit me. That's his whole game. So you got to play with your strengths. And Callum Smith, he's a pretty solid gas tank, especially for his size. He's a pretty big dude. I think people just see him, oh, he's tall, but he's lean. No, he's a pretty big dude. I've seen him where, he didn't have a fight camp, and he's just a solid dude. So for him to keep that pace, and he can get down and dirty if he wants to. Let's see. Footwork. Who is better footwork? Callum Smith. Callum Smith, hands down. I mean, he can dance circles around Artur Beterbiev. But then again, I think it takes a high level of footwork to cut the ring off. Not everybody knows how to actually cut the ring off. You get a lot of guys who'll just kind of follow you. They're not actually cutting off the ring. They're just kind of following. They'll do the whole Frankenstein thing where they'll just follow you. And that's not cutting off the ring. Because if you just follow somebody, then really they become the matador. But Artur Beterbiev is actually really good at cutting off the ring. And he's really good at wide punches to keep you in line. So, but I would still give it to Callum Smith only because I think he has, better footwork. And his game is literally wrapped around his footwork. So I still have to give it to him just to be fair. Jab, who was a better jab? They both have a pretty solid jab. So I'm actually going to give this one a tie because Callum Smith has a really good jab. And he has very long arms and he knows how to keep it out there. One thing I like about, the European style of fighting is that they keep it out there. All he has to do is twist. All he has to do, in America, we're kind of closed in tight with this guard. But, you'll see a lot of the guys from the UK, their arms are already out like this. You look at a guy that tall with arms that long, it's going to be really effective. That's why Lennox Lewis has such a great jab. That's why Lennox Lewis can literally beat anybody with a jab, But you look at, again, Artur Beterbiev, we got to go back to that power. His jabs are not regular jabs. His jabs are the equivalent of other guys' right hands. So that's why I'm giving this a tie. Creativity. Who's more creative? Callum Smith. Callum Smith. I think he's a thinker. He's a very calculated guy. He knows what he wants to do. And once he gets in his groove, it's very hard to pull him out of that, and it's very hard to keep up with him. When I look at Artur Beterbiev, he's not the most creative guy. But again, he fights like the average heavy-handed guy. Heavy-handed guys don't go in there to dance and don't go in there to play around. Not to say that Callum Smith will be in there to play around or to dance. But they're more serious because they know I got the equalizer. They know I can make this a short night. They know I can get out of here a lot earlier, get my check for 3 rounds that I'm gonna get the same check for 3 rounds that I'm gonna get for 12 rounds. I can make this an early night. So yeah. Creativity, gotta give it to Callum Smith. Punch output. Callum Smith, I think Callum Smith. Now it depends on where this fight is fought. If it's at pace, I'm gonna say Callum Smith / Beterbiev only because if this is a spaced out fight, well then yeah, I'm gonna give it to Callum Smith if it's a spaced out fight. But if it's not, if it's in a phone booth, if Beterbiev can push him back, which I'm very highly leaning on the fact that he will be able to push Callum Smith back. No disrespect to Callum Smith, but he couldn't handle the punching power of Canelo Alvarez. So I'm just under the impression that why in the world would I believe that he can handle Artur Beterbiev? I can't allow myself to go there because it doesn't make any logical sense. No way in this green earth does Canelo Alvarez punch harder than Artur Beterbiev. Now, I know that. Canelo Alvarez continually pushed Callum Smith back, and he walked him down. If little Canelo Alvarez is going to walk you down, I imagine that Artur Beterbiev is going to walk all over you. I'm sorry. That's where I'm at. So when I look at punch output, it's hard to say because it's all about, can Callum Smith keep the distance? That's what it's really about. If Callum Smith can keep distance and he can control distance, I think he can win this fight. But if he cannot, and I'm leaning towards he could not, I don't think he can win this fight. Let's see. Body work. Artur Beterbiev. I think Callum Smith has, he's solid on the inside, but those long arms become a detriment, to be honest with you, once you're in that close. I think his best range is definitely on the outside. But you look at Artur Beterbiev, that's his bread and butter. If he closes ranks on you and he breaches your ranks, you got a problem. You got a real problem. And it's going to be hard to get that guy off of you once he's on you. Let's see. Durability. Who's more durable? Artur Beterbiev. Here's my thing when it comes to Callum Smith. He couldn't do anything with Canelo. You can't do anything with Canelo. I'm sorry. If you can't do nothing with Canelo, what are you going to do with Artur Beterbiev? So when I look at durability, it just looked, and there was a moment, or not a moment, but there was definitely a point in that fight where it just looked like he didn't know what to do with Canelo. And if Canelo Alvarez was too durable for Callum Smith, Artur Beterbiev is going to be way too durable for Callum Smith. And that's going to be a problem, the armor of Artur Beterbiev. So I've got to give durability to Artur Beterbiev. Here's my new category, danger. Who's more dangerous? When you're in the ring, who's more dangerous? Is it this guy or is it this guy? I don't care if it's in the beginning of the fight. I don't care if it's in the end of the fight. Who's more dangerous? Artur Beterbiev. He's more dangerous. I'm sorry. He's more dangerous. 19 fights, 19 victories, KOs. He's more dangerous. He's a dangerous guy. At any given point in the fight, he can end this fight. Period. I don't care if it's round 1, 2, 3, through 12. He can end the fight. He can end the fight smashing you upside the head. He can end the fight with a body shot. He can end the fight. It doesn't matter. He can end the fight. He can end the fight with the right. He can end the fight with the left. It doesn't matter. He can end the fight with a jab. He can end the fight with a shoulder hook. It doesn't matter. An uppercut. It doesn't matter. He can end the fight. He's a dangerous man. And that's the factor in the overall theme of this fight. He's a dangerous man. Styles do make fights. And I think if Callum Smith rises to the occasion 100%, not like he did with Canelo, but rises to the occasion and understands who he is as a fighter versus who his opponent is, Artur Beterbiev, and says, I'm not going to fight your fight. I'm going to fight my fight. My fight is speed. My fight is using my legs. My fight is my intelligence. My fight is my creativity. That's my fight. My fight is this constant long jab that I'll be sticking in your face. That's my fight. My fight is not mano a mano. My fight is not Mexican style. That is not my fight. That's not my fight. My fight is the long game. I'm going to be standing here in round 12. That's my fight. I'm not looking to get you out of here anytime. Now, if it happens, great, but I'm not looking for that. Got to give it to Artur Beterbiev. Here's another segment. What's the best plan of attack for both guys? So I'm going to start with Callum Smith. For Callum, it's to move frequently. Speed kills. Don't be overcommitted. All right? Simple attacks. That's important. Simple attacks. Jab. A lot. A lot of feints, a lot of parries. Just keep Artur Beterbiev busy with something at all times. Keep something in his face. Keep him busy. Pump the jab out. Be really creative. You have it in you. That's part of your repertoire. To be creative, you can think. Use that. Use that. I'm not saying Artur Beterbiev can't think, but he's not on the level of creativity as Callum Smith. That's a plus, and that's a weapon to be used. Use it. Keep him guessing. Keep him guessing. Do a whole lot of things. You know, Al Canelo, he throws the arm out, and then he hits you with the shovel. You got to do what you got to do. Turn into Roy Jones in there. Do what you got to do. Make him miss. Make him pay. Now, for Artur Beterbiev, you got to cut off the ring. You got to cut off the ring early. You got to go to that body. So when you're going to the body, we already know that Callum Smith, he's going to make his exit plan. He's either going to go that way or he's going to go that way. If he goes back, he's dead in the water. So I think he's way too intelligent to go back. He's smart enough to know not to do that. So he's either going this way or he's going this way. For Artur Beterbiev, the thing is to keep him lined up. That check hook is a nice weapon for somebody who's trying to run out the side door. Also, the straight to the body is a great weapon. Because why? He's tall. He's going to lean back. We know he's going to lean back. Looking at the Canelo play, we know he's going to lean back. You can't lean back with your body. No. That straight to the body is going to be money. You know who's perfect at that? Floyd Mayweather. The straight to the body is money. It takes a lot of air out of you, and it slows you down, and it gets you off balance. Perfect. Now imagine somebody with the punching power of Artur Beterbiev going straight to the body. Just pot shotting straight to the body. It changes things. Let's see. Honestly, I think Artur Beterbiev, I just think he needs to stalk. I think he needs to apply so much pressure. And then I honestly think both of these guys, a great strategy is to go to the latter rounds. Now, who does that benefit more? That's the question. Who does that benefit more? Well, the pressure will still be on Callum Smith because he's got to go to the latter rounds with Artur Beterbiev. And again, he's got the equalizers. Again, he's dangerous. So do I think Callum Smith can put Artur Beterbiev out? To be honest with you, no, I do not. Do I think Artur Beterbiev can put Callum Smith out? To be honest with you, yes, I do. Let's see. So I'm looking at my tally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got Artur Beterbiev winning. I think he's going to win. I just think that punching power is too much. And that Canelo fight showed me a lot about Callum Smith, about who he is inwardly, and about what his abilities were and what they were not. I also think he fought the wrong fight. But the reality is you're fighting somebody a whole lot more strong or more powerful than Canelo Alvarez. You're fighting somebody who's coming to destroy. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. He's coming to destroy. He doesn't just want to beat you. He wants to hurt you. He's going to annihilate. That's his game. He's not going to stop. He's not going to slow down. And he's a well-paced guy. Artur Beterbiev is not the type of guy who gets all frantic in the ring or, like, I really want to knock him out. He's not that. He's cool, calm, and collected. He's cool as ice. And I got to go with Artur Beterbiev. Those are my thoughts. That is my final breakdown for Callum Smith versus Artur Beterbiev. You tell me what you think. You drop your thoughts down below. Do you agree with me that Artur Beterbiev will finish Callum Smith within 12 rounds? I think it's actually within 8. That's my prediction. But you tell me what you think. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Drop your thoughts down below. I would love to hear what you have to say. And as always, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.